The crypto market's moving down a little bit today, and I've realized many people have started to think about giving up. And not giving up as in, oh, screw this crypto stuff, it's losing me all this money, I want to give up forever. It's mostly a lot of people saying, man, is it really all worth it because we've already gone up so much? Can it really go up that much more? And today, a person came up to me and said, Dusty, which coin are you most bullish on? And I answered saying, well, we have a span of this amount of months for the general crypto bull run. I have a lot of different coins that I'm quite excited for, but the real main ones that are going to make your season, I'm not too sure of yet. So you have to ask me in a few months or weeks as we get closer and closer towards it. But then when I said, well, if you just go for any of the top cryptos, really, you'll most likely be fine. Not financial advice. He was quite confused because he stated, well, why would that be? Haven't most of these coins already done some pretty crazy numbers? And it made me realize two very important things. One of which was, people often think just because it's up a good amount, it means it can't go up a lot more. It actually made me realize multiple things. Another one was, often people put a restriction of market cap on a coin, even though there really isn't one. Another one is people, generally speaking, don't believe that much in the cyclical nature of this crypto stuff, that whatever happened in the past could very well repeat, and that as of this point, it always has. And I'm never the person to tell you that history repeats itself in the exact same way, but I will say that, well, as of this point, the crypto space has only moved upwards with some very big down periods in the midst, but generally speaking, the line is up. I don't think that's going to change anytime soon, but let's quickly take a look at this. So Crypto V, villain, said, for the visually impaired, right now, it looks like we are on the verge of some, in my opinion, very crazy move for XRP, where things just spiral absolutely out of control. And he's making a bit of a joke that it could even be as close to like $1 trillion, for example, per XRP. And if we're taking a look at it right now, that would be about like an 8x or so from current prices, going to, let's just say, $17, something like that, to get itself towards the $1 trillion mark, if not higher. And right now, that will be about half of Bitcoin's market cap, which XRP has hit before. But obviously, this is with the idea that Bitcoin, in the meantime, also increases ever so slightly, or quite a lot. So Bitcoin also increases from here. Now, to get back to that story, right, just to look at it. Well, yeah, I mean, if you take a look at the phases, I can't tell you that the phases have been exactly the same. I won't be the person to tell you. But what I will say is that a lot of people are forgetting just how exponential a phase can get. And they often like to say, oh, but Dusty, $1 trillion is way too high because, yeah, but really, name a good argument. Why is $1 trillion that high? Yeah, because really, Bitcoin is only, yeah, but why are you comparing it to Bitcoin like that? Or, yeah, because global wealth, but global wealth, where does that number come from? How are currencies in that sense, denominated? Or what are they based on? You're like, yeah, but really, there's a lot of agreements made. A lot of it is based on debt. A lot of it is based on just decisions at the top. But really start thinking about it. How much money was printed in the US over the past year alone? How much was printed over the last 20 years? When you really start diving deep, a lot of this money stuff kind of comes out of thin air. But more importantly, if you had to name the value of the United States, if you had to name the value of $1, I'm not saying the total, world wealth, if you want to value that. I'm just saying, for example, if you want to put in value, the value of the current financial system, where would you go to look at the value of it? Would you say, well, the amount of money going around, there's a multiplier for that, or no, it's actually global wealth, it's, the GDPs combined. Where do you actually denominate that? Because you're measuring the value of an entire system. How much are currencies worth? I'm not saying just add them all up. I'm saying the whole system that we have right now of basically physical bills and online banking, all that. How much is that? How much do we value that at? If somebody had to buy it out and say, hey, we're upgrading the new system, how much would they buy it for, if you get my drift? It's not all the money going around. It's basically that times a multiplier, the way I'm thinking about it, right? It's all the money inside the system plus a multiplier of basically the system. Point being here, the people often like to say, yeah, but $1 trillion is so much, based on like some vague idea that values have to be derived from earlier presented values, or that it has to be based on global wealth. It can only be a fraction of that. But I often like to say back that at some point, global value goes up. And so if you thought the cap was 1 quadrillion, whatever, at some point that cap is going to be 1,000 times as high. It might take some time. I'm not saying that crypto is going to do it for you. I'm just saying that the cap increases every, let's say every year, or let's say every certain period here, mostly because some new technological advances, or just because they changed the definition or the way they view it. Anyway, so a response to that was, this was for the visually impaired, not having XRP in your portfolio this bull run will be one of your biggest mistakes. And I'm not sure if he's a troll or really just somebody who believes in XRP. I don't really think it matters. I would just state that a lot of coins right now still haven't done their best moments just quite yet. 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗏 said, if you aren't bullish on the most suppressed coin in crypto, why even have crypto at all? To that, I'll quickly state, if you really start looking at undervalued coins, I do believe still that XRP is one of the most undervalued ones in the entire system. I don't think that it's fair to state that it's the only coin that's good, but I will be the person to tell you, from a risk-reward perspective, XRP does look pretty damn juicy. And that's why I keep talking about it here every single day. A lot of people think that it's the only coin I hold. It's not. It's the biggest coin in my portfolio, and it's not because I really believe in it the most out of everything. No. Matter of fact, I think in bull runs, I will sell a good bunch of XRP at the end of the cycle to either buy back cheap for the next cycle or to go for whatever's hot next. If, for example, I notice, hey, AI coins are absolutely popping off, I'll go crazy on them and blah, blah, blah. But right now, I feel as if I sell my XRP, what am I going to buy with it? Because right now is the time where Bitcoin is best, still. But most of the top alts should be taken over already. Ethereum's been garbage, so I really don't want to sell my XRP for Ethereum. I really do not want to do that. So what did I sell it for? Solana? I could, but I already have a lot of Solana as well. XRP, from the previous cycle perspective, I think the most undervalued one, especially for being this high up in the ranking. So that's why I go for it for the most part. That's why the majority of my money is in it. But I think coins like Cardano will also do really, really well. A lot of the coins in here, HBAR, they'll probably still keep doing well. That's why you can see a little bit of gains right here. Again, throughout that bottom. And I think the nicest part is, by the way, if you haven't pressed the like button on the video just quite yet, make sure you go and do that. If you want to trade crypto, some links are down below to either Blowfin or WeX. You can check it out. Links are down below. And like I said, make sure you go ahead and press that like button. This is just to trade crypto with. You can use it from anywhere in the world. Anyway, I'll keep stating, the reason I'm buying every freaking dip, right now we've not come as low where I'm buying the dip again. But the main reason is because I know, in my opinion, right, that I'll be able to flip this for such a crazy amount. It's going to take some time though, but you'll see as it goes back to $2.90 from our current price, for example. This is just a little bit of work, right? We really haven't put much work into it. But if you go to $2.90, or let's go back to, let's go to $2.90, so the earlier prices, right? What we hit a few weeks ago. That would be 370% up from our buy-in. Or let's just say 40% from our $73,000. So right now we're only up $3,500. So about 50% of the money that we put in just like a day, or 2 days as of this point. But if it goes back to those previous prices, we're up 40% on the entire $70,000 balance. Let's just say $30,000 up or so for just going back to those prices with only $7,000 that we put in. And again, I don't think it's going to get wrecked. It's just a matter of patience. But I personally believe this could easily be flipped to a couple $100,000 on XRP alone. And that's where we're buying these dips. I should have actually bought a little bit more significantly here. But I kind of wanted to do it if XRP were to really break down, as Bitcoin really hasn't seen too much of a correction just quite yet. I wanted to buy in if Bitcoin had a pretty massive crash. It didn't though. It recovered really quickly. So we only bought a couple tens of thousands of dollars worth. But I'm still looking for hopefully an even lower entry, maybe even like 150 some, right? Then we'll go really, really big on buying XRP there. But then again, it's also because I have so many positions up, right? But the idea still is, we really haven't seen the most of the gains just quite yet. All this is like short-term games. The reason we're trading is mostly because it's just kind of easy to buy these dips and stack them up and make some quick profit on them. But still, I believe we're going at least 10x from here. This cycle, I still believe we can do it. People look at my videos and say, Dusty, it doesn't make sense because of, and I keep saying, well, you know what? I'm putting $9, like $7.50 as the lowest possible value I can comprehend is like $7, $8. The lowest, absolute lowest. Realistically, I see the target significantly higher. Like let's just say 14 to, let's just say $12, $15 something is actually something I'll be pretty satisfied with. But I even see scenarios over like a $25 to $30. Okay, let's just say 27 as the max for where I kind of think this cycle it could go. But I really believe a 10x from here is very much possible depending on how high Bitcoin goes. If Bitcoin goes on a good spurt here, actually goes towards like $300,000, this really doesn't seem that crazy for XRP, but it just depends on some of those factors. But if you think about it, XRP hit $3 some back in 2017. If it just tripled every cycle, which Bitcoin has also done, right? So Bitcoin goes to about $200,000. XRP would have gone from $3 to $9 to right now $27, and people wouldn't have looked at it that weirdly. But it's just because it kind of skipped the whole season. And people are thinking, no, $5 is the max. I think $5 is way too freaking low. But at the end of the day, it's not financial advice. These are just my thoughts. I think a lot of targets are just way too low because they're stuck with all these bear market ideas. But the bull market, I think, will surprise a lot of people, mostly with just how crazy things can get in a very short amount of time. Look back at it, right? Really, the numbers will shock many, many people. If you think $1 trillion is way too high, it's way above target, I think you're just too used to all these bear market prices, because an 8x from here, it really ain't even that well to me. I don't know. Agree or disagree with me, it doesn't matter. I'm just telling you guys my story. And that's it for this little crypto update. Make sure you press the like button if you enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys tomorrow or maybe somewhere later today with another crypto update.